Welcome to Towards 2027, the podcast where we unpack Nigerians' political realities and explore the path to a better future. Today, we are honored to have a very special guest in the studio with us, Dr. Maurice Ibe, the Group Executive Chairman and CEO of the Beham Group. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me once again.
We are excited to have you back in the studio. And today's discussion is on the current political parties crisis in Nigeria. As we all know, we can hear about the parties crisis going on. What are those primary factors contributing to this crisis?
Well, these are all permutations towards the 2027 elections. Everybody is jostling to have leverage over one another, to be in a better and stronger position to win 2027 elections. So, of course, you see the coalition of the opposition forces. Then you see the counterforce from the presidency and the APC. So everybody is jostling for a stronger leverage and stronger position, or rather to be in a stronger position for the 2027 elections. So it's going to continue for quite some time.
Till 2027?
Till 2027.
So we should brace ourselves for more crisis.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Wow. So even at that, the Nigerian political parties, how can they promote internal democracy and reduce, or better still, eliminate the influence of godfatherism?
Very good question, actually. Godfatherism has been a problem in Nigerian politics since 1999, or the advent of this current democratic dispensation. It is like a cancer on the democracy. It has continued to pollute the political environment, making it impossible for the so-called godsons to really operate and provide dividends of democracy for the citizens. When you cannot function, when you cannot call the shots as an executive, be it executive governor, local government chairman, or whatever, it makes it impossible for you to actually deliver the dividends of democracy. Because politics should be about ideology. It should be about your beliefs, exactly. Whether they are political, economic, or whatever it is. And if you, as an executive or elected representative of the people, cannot implement or execute the policies that you believe in because of the influence of your godfather, then it becomes a problem. And it means that you are handicapped, your hands are tied behind your back, you can't be free to do what you've been elected to do or what your beliefs are. So it becomes a counter and opposing forces against things you believe in. And it's so usually a matter of time before the godfather and the godson goes into battle.
That's true. So these godsons, are they put in there by the godfathers, or they are elected by the citizens?
Well, it's a very interesting question. But the truth of the matter is that you ask yourself, how many executives, be them governors or whatever, are truly elected by the people in Nigeria? Most of them are selected. Even when citizens vote, it's almost like the votes don't count.
Exactly.
You vote for a particular candidate, another candidate is announced as the winner of the election by a so-called independent electoral body. So we have a situation in Nigeria where those who are supposedly governing the people are really not actually voted by the people or true elected representatives of the people. Because when you are elected by the people, you are accountable to the people. Yes. But when you are not elected by the people, you don't feel accountable to them. So democracy suffers, the people suffer, and the leaders more or less do whatever they like because they feel that they are not accountable to the people. After all, you didn't vote for me. When the election comes again, I'll get an egg to write the results. So it's a problem of development, it's a problem of democracy, it's a real problem for the people to have true dividends of democracy.
Oh, wow. Now, you mentioned INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission. Can they interfere in the internal crisis within the Nigerian political parties?
Generally, they're not supposed to. Okay. They're supposed to be independent arbitrators, or they're not supposed to be partisan. They're not supposed to intervene or interfere in the internal democracy of the parties. Theirs is to adjudicate based on what is given to them, so long as you meet the rules and regulations, the constitutional mandate of the party, they should let you function. But it has become that INEC is more like a tool. That's what is happening today. It's become a tool to even disorganize some of the opposition parties. We can see the handwriting on the wall. So are they independent truly? Very subjective. It depends on what side of the aisle you're in. If you are within the ruling party, you will say yes. If you are within the opposition party, you have a lot of questions. But the people need an independent electoral commission, a truly independent electoral commission, who can call the shots based on facts and circumstances without being jaundiced in their opinion or views of what is happening, or without supporting either the ruling party or any other party for that matter. So not until we can have a truly independent electoral commission, our electoral process will always be flawed.
Well, how can we work towards getting an actual independent electoral commission?
We can begin by making sure the president doesn't appoint members of the independent electoral commission. You shouldn't be appointing the chairman of INEC. You shouldn't appoint the commissioners. Those should be nominated and cleared by the presidency. That should be actually more like a commission. There should be an electoral commission that is mandated to nominate members of INEC. And those commission members should not be partisan. They should be apolitical, they should be non-partisan members, and they should be brought in from all sections of the community, from the religious communities, non-governmental organizations. Should be a combination, but they should not be partisan. They nominate members of the independent, the commissioners actually from the 36 states, and also the chairman of INEC should be scrutinized by them, then sent to the National Assembly for clearance and ratification. So long as the president of the ruling party is the one given the responsibility to nominate members of the commission, the chairman of the commission, you can never have an independent electoral commission.
There's always going to be crisis.
Absolutely.
Mostly from the opposition parties.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now we would like to assume that INEC is not supposed to play a role in the internal affairs of political parties.
Correct.
Parties are supposed to settle their internal crisis within themselves. What strategies can these political parties adopt to promote transparency and accountability in their operations?
Very good question. Very interesting, actually. Every party has a constitution that guides its affairs. You have the setup of a party has certain governing rules and regulations. If every party, without the interference of any external forces, go by the books, by the rules and regulations guiding its internal affairs, these problems will never be in existence. The problem the parties do have today is that so many external forces are intervening in the affairs of the political parties. They may be planted stooges, they may be planted operatives who are paid and determined to make sure there is no independence or regular functioning of each political parties. Which is why if you read the news every day, the opposition, they are screaming that there is an intent to kill the entire opposition in the country and make Nigeria a one-party state. And the handwriting is on the wall. You can see all the actors doing their bit to kill the People's Democratic Party and all the other opposition parties. So if there are no external influences, if there are no fourth and sixth operators hidden within these parties will function normally. This is not the first time we've had political crisis in any political party, but those issues are generally resolved at some point. But if you look at the trend of what has happened in the past 2 years, and it's continuing, it's almost like it's not abating. It means that there are planted people within these political parties to make sure that the opposition continue to be in disarray going into the 2027 elections. And that's what it will continue to be.
Okay, so this crisis, is it what has led to the coalition?
Well, it's not necessarily what has led to the coalition. Okay. The coalition is not different from how APC came together to unseat President Jonathan. The coalition have come together to unseat the current government. Not necessarily because there are planted operatives within their various political camps to disorganize individual political parties. The coalition has come together to find a voice, to find a structure, to find a vehicle to unseat the ruling party in 2027. So regardless of what is happening in their various political parties, they have come together for one purpose and one purpose only, which is to throw out the ruling party. Whether they will succeed, 2027 will tell us.
Okay, so all this is towards 2027.
Absolutely.
So as we look ahead to 2027, what reforms would you recommend to the Nigerian political parties to enhance democratic processes and foster good governance?
Ideology, ideology, ideology.
Okay.
Anytime you have an operating political party that lacks ideology, it's all about power grab. You can't succeed as a political party if you don't have a functional ideological belief. What are your beliefs? Is it just about grabbing power for the sake of power? If that is the case, then you can never succeed, because you grab the power just like APC did. We had eight years of Buhari's disaster in Nigeria that brought us where we are, and you have 2 years of what we're experiencing so far. It is because our political parties lack ideology. They don't believe in anything. Not just the political parties. Our individual politicians are bereft of ideology. It's all about money. It's all about power. And once they grab the power, they use the power to enrich themselves. And once they enrich themselves, the game is over. It is me and you and the rest of the population that suffers. So first and foremost is we have to have politicians that believe in something. If you don't believe in anything, then you don't belong in the political arena. Because politics is about public service. And if you are not in the political arena to deliver public service, to be a servant of the people, then you don't belong there. If it's all about power, it's all about money, then you attend to Israel.
How do we filter those that actually have good ideologies and those that are just coming to loot from the masses?
It's the people. Power belongs to the people.
Okay.
Nobody can filter anything except the people. The people have the power, the people have the capacity. It is up to them to vote who they wish and who they want to vote for. It is up to the people to screen their candidates. Not even INEC. The people within every community, they know these candidates. If I'm from Nasarawa or Zamfara State and you're running as a member of my House of Representatives within my constituency, I'm supposed to know you better than INEC. I'm supposed to know you better than anybody else. You're running for the governor of Imo State. I should know my governor better than anybody else. So if you are citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, don't take your time to know your candidates, know your representatives, know your governors, you've got a problem. And what happens at the end of the day? They buy your votes, and once your vote is sold for 5,000, 2,000, sometimes even lower, bag of rice, bag of beans, you sell your vote, you have no vote for the next 5 years, 4 years. That means you have no right to complain. You can't go to anywhere. You can't talk to anybody about it because you have sold your vote to an individual who doesn't care about you. But if you know these people, you can decipher the good ones from the bad ones. The people who know themselves. All politics, they say, is local. So the localities and the individuals who live in the local communities where these individuals are running for should know their candidates better than anybody else. And if you decide to vote for an armed robber, that's what you get for the next 4 years. You decide to vote for Yahoo boy. That's what you get for the next 4 years.
Right.
So it is up to we, the citizens of Nigeria, to really determine our fate and take our matters in our hands.
But most of the citizens also will tell you, we come out, we vote for the people that we believe have our interest at heart, but our votes don't count. So how do we encourage these people to keep coming out and doing the right thing?
The citizens again must take responsibility.
Okay.
You vote. Have you heard that word, protect your votes?
Yes.
You must protect your votes. If you don't protect your votes, these gangsters in power will continue to abuse you and take you for granted. your responsibility doesn't just end by your casting your vote. Don't trust anybody. You must protect your votes. Anytime citizens protect their votes, they get the right results. But when you vote and go back to your home, waiting for INEC to announce the candidate, you may wake up the next morning. In fact, they may announce somebody from another state to be a representative. So you must not just vote, you must protect your votes. Protecting your votes is not just within your little enclave. You vote and you stand there. No, you must follow that vote from beginning to where it is announced. Otherwise, you are living in a fantasy world. Yes, so we must protect our votes in this country. And not until we can protect our votes, this democracy won't work for any one of us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maris, for today's discussion.
Thank you very much.
Your perspective on this topic has elevated the conversation, and it has given us so much to reflect on and think about the governance and political integrity in Nigeria. We appreciate your ideas.
Thank you so much for having me again.
I always want to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
That unwraps today's episode of Towards 2027. Join us as we continue to unpack Nigeria's journey towards 2027, one conversation at a time. Until next time, stay hopeful, stay engaged, and be informed.